How's everybody doing? How's everybody doing? Y'all, I cannot. Hey, Hope. Hey, Whispering Winds. Krista. We'll see if this time works out better. Last night, we had, 134 were the highest numbers. Glad you're doing well. We've got 18 here. We'll see if more people come in. I also did a shorter start and intro because I wanted to tell you all. Did anybody last night go to bed? I'm in the dark here, so because it's too hot in here. So I just thought I'd turn my camera off while I'm sitting in the dark. Hello, Corinne, Danielle. Y'all. I almost went on live last night because when I was trying to fall asleep and laying in bed. I had a realization, everybody. Nice to see you too, Corinne Danielle. Has everybody heard? Actually, I didn't pull it up. But when we were on yesterday and we were looking at the towing company, let me pull it up. I've got everything ready to go, except for that, of course. There's new pictures that were sent to me. You guys are so amazing. Thank you, everybody who sent me pictures and stuff. Y'all, that was amazing. And I am like dizzy again. So the constable or corporal that I've been talking to and communicating with at the RCMP did message me back to confirm that it is in fact Ward's towing now. So for all the people that are commenting in the chat saying it's not, I think it is Ward's towing. The officer has no reason to tell me otherwise. So, but y'all, let me pull it up. And I'm going to see if you guys can figure out what hit me last night. Yeah. Hang on. Let me see if I can pull it up. I was ready, except I forgot that I wanted to do this. Like, I was up almost jumping on the live because I could not believe what I failed to recognize last night during the live. Okay, so there's Ward's towing, and I want to get Ward's garage. And that is in... No, that's the wrong one. Okay, how many Ward's garages are there on Facebook, y'all? Okay, well, now I'm kind of... I want to pull it up because the minute you see it, you're going to be like, oh my God. If somebody can pull up Ward's Garage, Gairloch Road, Nova Scotia, Facebook page, send me a link. One of the mods can. I wonder why the Facebook page has been taken down. Oh, you know what? I'm in on the wrong profile. Hang on. This is the one I'm not allowed on Facebook on. Oh, God. Gotta love Facebook. Okay, hang on. Ward's Garage. Y'all, I was ready. You're so patient. Ward's Garage. Except that I forgot the most exciting part. Well, not exciting. Yes, exciting. I think basically, I can't find it for the love of God. Hang on. Okay, I'm just going to have to say it. I wish I'd grabbed a picture. Can anybody get me a link to that? Because do you remember the name that showed up on the Facebook page that we discussed in the chat yesterday? And if you compare the name to Reverend Donna, and what was the rhyme she talked about? Peter, Peter, pumpkin eater. Y'all, the Facebook page was Peter Ward. Remember? Y'all remember? Am I talking to myself? Is there a delay? I thought you guys would be like ecstatic. I thought you guys would be reacting about that. To me, that was very. Didn't anybody mention that last night? Because I failed to even connect the dots. So, yeah, I just can't seem to pull it up now. Hey, Kitty, welcome in. I can't seem to put it up now. I can't find it. I don't know. I think it's weird. Yeah. So anyway, I did send that off to the corporal that I've been dealing with at the RCMP as a possible location. Before I thought about the Peter Pumpkin Eater thing, and was emailed back this morning by him quite early this morning. Of course, they're an hour ahead to confirm that yes, it's now Ward's Towing, not an IT building, not something else. Ward's Towing. Okay, let's move on. So this is really quite prominent in my opinion. We're going to go. Thank you for all your emails, everybody. We're going to go and do a little bit more location surfing, and then we're going to go and listen to some interviews. Blaine, I want to go back and see if we can find Gray's Lake, because Blaine wanted me to look in Gray's Lake. And thank you, Donna, for sending this. Okay, so I guess I should always use your handle name. Sorry, Whispering Winds, my dear. Okay, so he was saying that they could come up with a lot of readings, that the generator off-grid ATVs coming up on a lot of readings, that if one used an ATV, then follow the power lines to Hopewell Generating Station from Gerlach, there would be no one around, and then follow the power lines as you're heading towards Stellarton. And when zoomed in following, there's Gray's Lake, and I found off-grid cabin. And just past that in the same direction, there is something that with a quick look, it's blurry when you zoom in, like a star so many people keep getting. Okay, so where in relation to the cabin? Found a cabin there, and just past that in the same direction, there is something that looks blurry. Okay, so there's the cabin. Can y'all see it? Here, let me, so there's the cabin. Hey, Julie. Cabin. And then it's a star object. Keep going. Is that what is that what he's referring to? Star? Yeah. I mean, I can see what he's saying about like being able to get all the way there through the power line, right? And there's an off-grid cabin, which is very interesting. Anybody picking up any energy? I'm just not getting much energy from this. Put a 1 if you're getting energy from this. Getting a little bit, but I don't know if it's the residue from the garage. Put a 1 if you're getting energy from this. Okay, put a 2 if you're not getting energy from this. No, I don't. Nothing compared to the garage. I had people email me and even after on the replay comment about the garage energy. Yeah, thank you, Krista. Okay. So listen, I appreciate everybody's email. Blaine, if you're watching this on replay, so appreciate you, but I am sticking to this garage. I'm sticking to this garage. I want to just play, again, I'm apologizing. I got so many emails. I cannot remember who sent this. I'm so sorry. But this is a song, I think, that Sunny from It's a Crime and Shame had done, or anyways, it's 3 minutes and 57 seconds, or if it's a tribute. I haven't listened to the whole thing, so let's listen together, and then we're going to go through a few other things before we start listening to some interviews.
This is Sunny from It's a Crime and Shame. And someone had sent me this beautiful song called Come Home, Jack and Lily. And I wanted to do Belinda, and I wanted to do Alana King, and all you guys out there, this beautiful little video to attach to it. Thank you so much for the person who wrote the poem. Thank you for fighting for Jack and Lily's army. Please hit the like and the share. Thank you so much.
In the quiet dawn of a May morning, two little hearts went out to play. Lily's laughter, Jack's small footsteps vanished with the breaking day. Come home, Jack and Lily. We're praying for your steer. The woods are deep and silent, but our love will draw you near. Through forest paths and endless trees, searchers called your names aloud. Hope flickered in the morning breeze as prayers rose up to the clouds. Come home, Jack and Lily. We're praying for your steer. The woods are deep and silent, but our love will draw you near. The sun sets over Pictou County. Stars shine with fragile, longing for your embrace. Come home, Jack and Lily. We're praying for yes, dear. The woods are deep and silent, but our love will draw you near.
Oh, for the love of God. Thanks, Kitty. I just want to show this before we go to listen to another video. Thanks for bringing this to my attention and sending this last night to me. I did send this to the RCMP as well because I don't know if he's getting a little dangerous out there. What do you think? I don't know, Peter Pumpkin Eater. Okay. And again, Corporal did confirm that is the towing company now. Okay. I also wanted to say that I got the message from somebody. I'm not going to announce people's names unless you want to be revealed in the chat. If you're in the live or on the replay, you're welcome to do that. I just don't, without permission, want to just disclose everybody or anybody that's sending me things. But I do appreciate it all. Apparently, Daniel's dad, Earl, has property next to Daniel's neighbors, and he wouldn't let the neighbors near his property when the neighbor was looking for the kids, singing out to them through the scrub, sus going with them. I don't know, in my opinion. So I don't know what that means, but the last part, but other than there seems to be rumors of several people not allowing the police, RCMP, into their properties. Like, what's with that? Thank you for the close-ups, whoever sent me these. You should have written everybody's down, but again, I don't want to announce without permission. So if you did send me these and you want to take ownership, feel free to. Q&A. So I'm going to do tarot tomorrow. Tonight I've not. I've meditated. It's also probably why I'm super mellow for like an hour in the dark here with connecting to my guides before coming on tonight. So I'm going to just do some intuitive hits and see what I get intuitively as we listen to some of these interviews. Oh, you, sweetie, I forgot to add you, Krista. I'm sorry, honey. That's so rude of me. Let me go do it right now from my cell phone. I'm sorry, honey. Yeah, I totally forgot, which is not cool. Let me see if I can do it now. I don't know if I can. I have to find one of your comments. So let me, it's okay. Thank you for your patience, honey. Okay. I'm going to start so I don't have to do it when everybody's waiting. Let's listen to this and I'll look to do it on my cell phone. I'm going to play at 1.25. And again, this is a courtesy of, what's this channel name now? I'm in here now. I can't get out. I forgot it.
I have also added captions in some of this video, or maybe all of it. I haven't decided yet, but I want you to listen carefully and follow along with.
Thanks. I always listen
Mike
carefully.
Damon.
That
I either listen carefully or I don't listen at all.
Daniel Martell states
Is
in
it
some of his older interviews. Stay tuned.
Okay, great.
I ran up in the woods to the kids.
I ran up in the woods to the kids. There are 2 cabins not that far from their property. And you get there through back roads and wood roads. And from these cabins, and I believe that Daniel's mother actually owns one of them, and there is a new lock on it. It would be easy for Daniel to transport the children up there.
Welcome in, Anne.
So from that cabin, it's also possible to access the back roads and the highway to New Glasgow. And if you go that route, it would be a 30-minute straight line towards.
There, just anybody, I'm going to stop from time to time. Like I said, today's going to be a little bit different. Tomorrow at 5, I'm going to do just tarot Q&A. Ask me what you want. You know, we used to do those with Sebastian. Whatever case you want. And also for tonight, I'm not doing tarot. I'm just going to tap in intuitively for those that are just getting caught up or just coming in. I've meditated for an hour. I'm sitting here in the dark, so that's why I'm off camera. And I just want you guys to listen and start and comment if you pick up anything energetically, okay? So New Glasgow, I don't get anything.
Cabins not that far from their property. And you get there through back roads and wood roads. And from these cabins, and I believe that Daniel's mother actually owns one of them, and there is a new lock on it. It would be easy for Daniel to transport the children up there. So from that cabin, it's also possible to access the back roads and the highway to New Glasgow. And if you go that route, it would be a 30-minute straight line towards the coastal region.
They have cabins up in the woods.
He ran up to the kids. Listen again.
Older interviews. Stay tuned.
I ran up in the woods to the kids. They have cabins.
To the kids through their cabins. He ran to the kids. Did he drop the kids off there at one point in the night, then go back towards his property, and then go back to the kids through their cabins and put them into a vehicle to transport them away?
Cabins up in the woods, which only took me like 30 seconds. I came right back down. She was on the phone with the RCMP.
Now, I'm going to read to you what Daniel Martell just said. And I just want you to look at this picture, Lily. She is so cute, a little stinker. Anyways,
What?
Daniel says, I ran up in the woods to the kids. They have cabins in the woods, period. Now, what I got from that.
Yes. I don't care what you got from that. But he ran up to the kids.
He's kind of rude. I don't care what you got out of that. Okay, Krista, you should show up as a mod now, honey. Thank you. Thank you.
To where they were.
I don't pick up anything. Like I don't know. I don't pick up There you are, sweetie. You got your ranch. Ooh, ooh, ooh. My apologies for the delay. Thank you, ladies. Welcome in, Deborah. I don't know. I'm not picking up anything.
Why?
From what he's saying. Like
Did he feel the need to get something from the house first? Was the blanket used? Did he pick up blue boots for Jack and pink boots for Lily? And the white backpack that would be brown now? But he forgot what? Regular street clothing that they could have, or the coats that they would have had on had they really disappeared that morning. You see, he doesn't want to tell us what the children were wearing. And that's the same like in the case of Sebastian Rogers. If two parents are unable to tell you what their children had on, unless they have a closet full of dozens of shirts, dozens of pants, dozens of everything. But you see, I don't think they had that many clothes. I'm pretty sure they had more than Daniel, and you see Daniel in the same shirt all the time, right? He has like 2 or 3 shirts. Oh, minus, of course, the 2 shirts that Malaya supposedly stole, except that she didn't. When would she have had the time to steal them? When she was up front and they had an argument and she decided just to take her baby and take off? She didn't even come to pick up her car. She didn't even come to pick up her own clothes. No, that is Daniel's way
Donna,
relaying
I'm
a
just
message
seeing
to
this
Malaya.
now.
As in, you know
I'll delete
exactly
it
what
for you.
happened to the 2 shirts and why they're not there. So I believe Daniel went back to the house. And what he remembered to do was
Thank
to
you.
pick up their
Thank
boots.
you, Krista. You're welcome. Thank you for
And that
offering.
backpack that Lily would
Happy to have you
wear
here.
when she was playing outside. It was her playing backpack, remember? So he also picked up the 2 shirts and he used them to transport the children away, whatever state they were in. And also the blankets. So how did it get torn in half? Well, that's probably something that happened inside of the house. The blanket was whole. It was in one piece.
I'm not picking up what this guy's putting down. So we're gonna stop. I don't know. It's not resonating, this cabin thing. It's just not. Sorry, y'all. I'm trying to really get I'm trying to really pick up on what I'm going to pick up intuitively from some of these interviews. We're going to watch this, and then I'm going to go to the Belinda interview on It's a Criming Shame, and we're going to listen to that.
Friends. So today I have I'm just going to say it's a drama-filled video. I was really debating on whether I should make it or not, but I feel that there is just so much drama within this case, and the entire thing should be on finding Jack and Lily. But now we have family members arguing to the point to where people's information is being doxed online. Now, what I'm about to let you listen to is a video of Derwood on June 19th.
This is Daphne's case files. We're just going to listen to this one, and then we're going to go listen to Belinda. I want to tap in and hear what she has to say. Listen to this. This gets very interesting. Listen to this.
Clutch Them Pearls video, and this is the clip I'm about to show you, saying the children would not be on the reserve, as the reserve would not take that responsibility or backlash for having the children. Now, the following day, on June 20th, he says, yes, the children are safe on the reserve, but not the one in Canada, okay? And he's 1,000% ironclad. Okay, this has caused a bunch of drama. Miss Belinda Gray, the bio grandmother, reached out to the chief of the reserve, and the chief was not very happy about this, as she took it as an insult, and she backlashed out to Belinda about that. I'm going to let you listen to the 2 videos of Derwood back to back, and then show you what I'm talking about. Stay tuned. And before we get started, make sure to like, share, and subscribe.
Do you think the kids are on the reservation, or do you think someone has them? He knows 80% though, remember.
And no, I don't think they're on the reservation.
Okay. Because, I mean, the
reservation will not take that. The reservation, the councils on the reservation will not take those risks.
Okay, now that you've listened to that first clip on Justin's channel, I want you to get ready to listen to this next clip. And in my opinion, he has started so much drama within the family. He even said in another video that he wanted to stir up some shit. So stay tuned and let's listen to this next clip. And don't leave just yet, because I have messages from Janie McKenzie, that's Daniel's mother, who was also talking about Belinda. That'll be at the end of this video. Stay tuned.
I'm sure by Malaya's native people, they're alive, and I'm probably, my goal in this was, I said, my number one goal, if we could get those kids back alive, that would have been it. But knowing what I found out today through CPS and the information I found out from this person, and believe me, it's ironclad. It's 1,000%. The kids are alive, and somebody has them that's taking care of them. Meadow is in custody of CPS, and they're going to decide where Meadow goes. And I have no control over that. And if Logan could get temporary custody or permanent custody of Meadow, I would be happy with that.
Why does that
And
sound
I
like a
talked to
disastrous
I
idea to
well, I
me?
can't say that. Let's just say I recommended Logan to the proper people to have Meadow. Now, Jack and Lily, I'm telling you, they're alive, and I'm sure they're being protected by the Native community, probably not the Native community in Shubenacadie, and they may not even be in Canada. Now, that's what I know, and there's a big difference between what I know and what I think. So I just told you what I know.
Now that we heard what Derwood had to say, Belinda had reached out to the chief of the reserve, and she says, "This is Belinda. I can be reached at so-and-so. I would really appreciate being able to talk with you concerning Lily and Jack and all the rumors I've heard coming at me. If you don't mind reaching back out, I'd really appreciate it. Thank you."
Okay, so hang on. I have questions about this. Don't you have to be the one, because I have an iPhone and my iPhone does this with voice clips. Don't you have to be the one receiving the message to see the text here? Like, who is she calling, herself? How are we getting a screenshot unless it's coming from the chief? Y'all, do you know what I'm asking? Yeah, I know. I know, but y'all, we called it first. I know. Hey, Blaine, sweetie, we were just in. I looked at the cabin. Did you go back? You might want to rewind before you jumped on. We found the cabin thanks to Whispering Winds. She sent me the link. Sorry, I don't know if I was tired last night or what. I just don't get any energy from that cabin. But yeah, he's we called it here first. I had to block him from the channel because he's called me a nut job. Yeah, but wasn't Meadow 2? So something tells me she was not breastfeeding still at this age, but you're right. No, I know. Well, I mean, I think that text alone, I don't feel the energy when he's threatening Haley. I don't like that at all, that energy. Yeah, well, maybe. Yeah, welcome back. But seriously, going back to this text, okay? This doesn't make any sense to me. I'm not trying to harp on Belinda, although I haven't analyzed her yet psychically. We're going to do that tonight. I feel bad for her. Absolutely. She's the only voice, the only grandparent that's been speaking out there 100%. But okay, I'd like to know, I wish we could figure out. This is Belinda, a screenshot of Belinda leaving a voicemail. So, but she left a voicemail with the chief. Unless this is the chief who screenshotted her voicemail and put it up on social media, which I really, really doubt. She would have had to call her own phone to screenshot this. Y'all putting down what I'm putting down? Do you understand what I'm putting down, rather? I have an iPhone too. You can see your voicemails that you have. Let me show you what I mean. If I can get mine to work. Okay, I'll show you what I mean. So this is my daughter who left me a message. There is, oops, other things are popping up. Other windows that I haven't closed. God, Liane, seriously. Okay, let me go back to that. See, she didn't leave a message because it's my daughter, but you see how that looks? The transcript, that's an incoming voicemail. So I don't know if people on other channels are questioning things the way I am, but there you go. There's another one. That's an iPhone. The transcription on your phone, what we're looking at on the screen is the receiving person. So unless Belinda called herself, this is not legit. Belinda did not call. Unless this is the chief, which I really doubt, because apparently the chief is ticked off with her. Why would she expose her? It makes no sense. So I take it with a grain of salt, y'all. Take it with a grain of salt. Why are the RCMP investigating a Derwood is another? Why are they still? Well, what? He's her boyfriend? Well, that would make sense, wouldn't it? Because his 1,000% true source is her. Well, Anne, I think they're on it. I think they're getting on. I think they're not allowed to update me other than if you saw yesterday what I read out about this corporal referred my concerns to the major crime unit, like the team of whatever, the top team, and did confirm that that's the towing company now. So, I think they're taking me seriously. Otherwise, they would not be asking me to send timestamps on things, ask me to send things, communicating via email, and so I think they're taking me seriously. And I have expressed my extreme concerns. So let's hope. Let's just fingers crossed and pray. Oh my God. Well, there's probably not a lot of choices that remotely, but personally, I'd rather be a spinster. I'd rather be single. Okay, let's listen some more.
Well, I guess they spoke to each other, and this is what was said. Belinda, you are the spokesperson for your band, then you are doing them a disservice. So the first part is from Belinda, and then Michelle, the chief.
Belinda, if you are the spokesperson for your band, then you are doing them a disservice. Are we to mean that they are there? Is that what this is to mean? Try just speaking to people instead of trying to act the victim. Some people, including myself, use phrases not to invoke, but just the way we talk. Instead of trying to dissect every word, try listening. It is a crazy question. Yes, it is. But with all the crazy out there and no answers to be found, I was looking for reassurance from you to let me know it's crazy. Instead, I get the reason why there is still so much prejudice. I now have no further reason to contact you. And then Belinda responds, I don't know, part of the name is that Michaela? You called, are you for real? I think that's Michaela. You called a Micmac chief and asked if we are hiding Lily and Jack on the reserve. Okay, hang on. This is Michaela's text. I thought it was Michaela that came out and said Lily was with 2 L's. Am I making that up? That's why I've been using 2 L's. First message, Belinda. Second one is the correct spelling, Belinda. First one is fake. But that's Michaela that's responding. Yeah. I only called you back because I listened to your voicemail, wanted to tell you any information you have is to be given to the RCMP. I only called you back because I listened to your voicemail and wanted to tell you any information you have is going to be given to the RCMP. This is wild. So this is Michaela, and this is why I was critical of Belinda a little bit, because I'm questioning her motive. And I understand this is very contrary to It's a Crime Shame's opinion. She is like, can walk on water and can do no wrong. Hail, Belinda. And I don't say that to be disrespectful, but why now, after walking out of these kids' lives for 2 years and now saying that Malaya didn't give her the right address and stuff? Well, you clearly didn't try that hard for 2 years. So, and now she says it's because of Daniel, which is what I said. So I do have empathy. I do. I feel bad for her. Her grandkids are missing. But what I really didn't like was when she started jumping on It's a Crime and Shame and tells everybody that Malaya is a great mother, everything else, but then betrays Malaya's confidence by going and exposing her texts, which I would bet, based on what's communicated between them right in front of us right now, that Malaya did not appreciate that. And that was probably felt very deceitful, very non-loyal, and unnecessary. So I think a lot of these people in Nova Scotia are living very remotely and aren't quite used to social media and are feeling a little bit of like the 15 minutes of fame glory here. And I don't really partake in that shit. Sorry, excuse my language, not sorry. I just have no, I have to say, you don't have to try very hard to find a person you know. And it was, there you go. Thank you. Well, this is the point. So I don't like the excuses. And I don't like the excuses. Just own it. I fucked up. Because if she had been around and dad had been around, maybe these kids would be alive. And it makes me effing mad that nobody cared enough for these kids. It just really irks me. So I'm not going to hold her up on a friggin' pedestal, nor do I think she's got the acuity to see Derwood for who he is. And the fact that she's listening to Derwood's crap-a-mole, like the room couldn't stink louder when he speaks. I don't know. So anyways, she's caused quite the kerfuffle here, apparently. Malaya is pretty mad. And then I guess this is a response back to Malaya. My response to you asking if we are hiding the children is the reason why there is so much prejudice. I'm done. Let me
writes back from the reserve. And then again, Belinda writes after that. So there was some words.
Sorry, I'm done. Like I said, do not contact me ever again. So
between both of them, and I'm not going to read it all because it's a bunch of drama filled. You can read it if you'd like, but I believe that, Belinda's taking Derwood's word for this. And
yeah, why is Belinda welcome. Oh my God, welcome. Yes, we are an amazing group. Sorry, Sean, I don't normally sit in the dark, but I just got my window AC connected, and man, it's a heat wave, so I'm sitting in the dark today. Subscribe, you won't regret it. We are an amazing group of people. Tomorrow night, I'm doing tarot. I'm doing tarot, just Q&A around Jack and Lily. And next week, I'm starting Sebastian. We're going back to Sebastian because I feel like, which is part of the reason, if you're new here, I went through some ups and downs because of my own trauma with my mom defrauding my dad of all his money. My dad just passed away, he had dementia, and so it was a little all over the place. I feel like, thanks, Donna, I feel like I'm getting way more accurate readings again. So I want to go back to Sebastian and see. So we're going to start that again next week. And see, because he really seems to want some attention. He was really angry the last time I channeled him. It was wild. Okay, so this is very interesting. Let's listen in some more. So tomorrow, 5 p.m., tarot Q&A on Jack and Lily.
And she's trying to find her grandchildren.
So bring your questions.
Now, let me show you the next clip. So Janie McKenzie, Daniel Martell's mother, had written a post last night. She says, here's something for you guys to discuss. Tell me this. If Belinda hasn't seen Jack and Lily in 2 or 2.5 years, why all of a sudden is she wanting to see them now?
Thank you, honey.
Since this happened, there is a person called a lawyer in a place called court.
Also, for the members, I keep forgetting. Sorry, I'll stop. This is my last public service announcement. Members, 10 a.m. Saturday, 10 a.m. Eastern, we're diving into the unclassified CIA document that I found, 80-page study on how the CIA studied astral travel and how they suggest practicing and training for astral travel. Perfect. We've got questions too. Okay.
And that's where I'm heading to see my grandbabies. I'll fight tooth and nail to see them. Now, if we remember, Belinda and Malaya had a conversation.
Okay, so Janie, why do you have to go to court? Why does Janie have to go to court? So this is Janie. He's searching for you. He's something for you guys to discuss. Tell me this. If Belinda hasn't seen Jack and Lily in 2 or 2.5 years, why all of a sudden is she in them now? I haven't seen my grandbaby since this happened. There is a person called a lawyer and a place called court, and that's where I'm heading to see my grandbabies. I'll fight tooth and nail to see them, and no one's going to stop me. Well, the police might stop you, just saying. I mean, if you have to go to court to see them and to fight, they took them away with good cause. That's just sounds rational to me, Janie. I don't know. Maybe the cupboard that you were hiding things in might tell the bigger story. Just a thought.
Okay. And I'm going to put that up here. Belinda said, why didn't you give me your address? Malaya said, Daniel didn't want me to. Daniel didn't want me coming over.
Shauna.
I'm going to show you guys that right now. So as you see.
Sweetie, no worries. Been there and still am there. When my dad was defrauded of all his money, I lost all my coaching clients because we got court orders to go to the United States with illegal liens. Anyways, it's a story. I'm not going to get into it now. So I get you. I totally get it. Not a problem.
Here, Belinda and Malaya had that conversation a few weeks ago. Malaya said he never wanted me to go, and I never knew why he was so controlling. Why didn't you give us your address? Anyways, so that's why Belinda hasn't seen her grandchildren.
Bullshit. Sorry. Not sorry. Baloney. Really, really, really. Your son, Belinda, is their bio dad. Pretty sure in a court of law, he wouldn't have given up custody. And if you really wanted to have access to your kids, you could have. Not like I think Janie is the heroine in this. Trust me, heroin might be a different type of heroin I would use for Janie's descriptor. But she, at least according to the text, is trying to see her kids. So I'm not trying to harp on Belinda, but I call bullshit on what she's saying too. I think if she really wanted to see those kids in the 2.5 years, she would have said so. She would have said she fought. She would have said she's tried. She didn't try. So I'm not this Belinda on a pedestal crap. I'm not having it. I'm just not there yet.
Now I want to show you this. Janie changed her post. It says, if you don't hear it from the horse's mouth, stop listening to the ass who told you. Anyways, so she says this. She changes her profile picture to this, okay? But yet, a week and a half ago or 2 weeks ago, she writes this in a chat saying that Darren is telling the truth, that she believes him. So what does she mean by that? And supposedly Janie is supposed to be doing an interview on the news there in Canada. I'm not going to hold my breath. Anyways, what do you guys think about this?
Has anybody heard that Janie's doing an interview? I haven't heard anything, but man, I really want to see that.
So much drama going on. Do you think someone's about to crack soon? What do you think? I want you to comment below.
I don't think anybody but Derwood looks like he's going to crack soon. Let's move on to It's a Crime and Shame. Again, I'm not picking on Belinda. I have questions. Everybody's sus to me in this case so far.
Go to Belinda just because of the echo coming from Belinda.
This is her.
What do you want me to say?
I'm going to get through all of it tonight. It's a 5 hour and 22-minute video I'm going to pass through parts when Belinda's not talking. We'll skip through, but we won't get through it all tonight.
Whatever you want to say, quickly. Just hi, everybody.
Just
Hey.
like, yeah. Hi, everybody. I am not going to be on camera today. I am up at my property finishing the 2 suites. I've got 12 family members showing up here to stay in an unfinished house for the next week. So totally stressed out. But because Belinda is here, I think it would be disrespectful for me not to at least kind of sort of show my face in a roundabout way. But I'm here to support Sunny, and I absolutely love hearing from Bev. And yeah, hi, everybody.
Okay, thank you. Okay, Belinda, before you hit on your mic there, you guys.
Thank you, Joanne.
So,
Or Joni.
Belinda, I just
Thank
want
you,
to say
Joni.
that I'm so happy that you're here today. I know that I've asked you a couple
Okay.
times to come up, and
Thank
you
you.
weren't ready then. And this time you were. And I know that, like I said, everyone out there is behind you, because this is a fight for Jack and Lily. That's what it's about. That's the whole intent of course, this case is to find out what happened to Jack and Lily and get answers. So, Belinda, with that being said, I'll let you talk now, so you can say hey to everyone on this one. And again, just go ahead and say whatever you'd like at the start. Talk about, you said about your son there, Cody, and you want to get that off the plate. So we'll start with that as well, okay? But thank you for joining us today.
Thank you for having me. I'm Belinda. I am Lily and Jack's grandmother. Cody Sullivan is my son. There's been a lot of rumors, speculation, and talk concerning my son, and I really do want to clear that up because it has nothing to do with Jack and Lily finding them or what happened to them. My son has been living here for 11 months now. I keep getting stuck on 9, but it's been 11 months now. And he does not have a criminal record whatsoever. He has never been out west, and he has had nothing to do with the children for 3 years. Him and Malaya were together for 3.5 years. Their relationship went downhill really fast after Jack was born. Malaya told me that she was not happy. She definitely wanted out of the relationship.
And you rock. And gifted 5 memberships, y'all. If it's not up to me, it's up to YouTube to automatically just designate who they're going to give them to. So if you get one, thank Anne in the chat, please. And thank you for your generosity. Much love to you, sweetie. Thank you. Thank you. Welcome all the new members. Yes.
And we supported her 100%. My son,
There you go,
I don't know if
Shauna.
it was the pressures of
There you
trying
go,
to support
sweetie.
a family.
Thank you, Anne.
I'm not sure what happened, but he started drinking a lot, started doing the drugs, and in the end, he just didn't care. And she got tired of it and left. She went to court for full custody, and she went to court for child support payments, and he was paying.
So for the new members, Saturday, 10 a.m., members only, Eastern, 10 a.m. Eastern. We are going through a document, CIA declassified document, 80-page study on astral travel. And then we're going to start developing our intuition with 30 weeks of exercises and journaling and Q&A and developing your psychic abilities and your clairs and all that stuff after we read through the document. It's probably going to take 2 or 3 lives to get the document read, and then we're going to jump into developing our intuition better.
Child support rate up until
Donna.
Not 11 months ago now.
I love you guys. Oh, I'm off camera doing all my things, talking because I have to go back from screen to screen. Aw, thank you, Donna. You rock. Thank you. I was talking. Was I muted? I wanted to say thank you, Donna. You guys rock. Thank you. Welcome to all the new members. Yeah, so we're going to go through all this stuff. So members, welcome to the family. Thank you, Donna. Thank you, sweetie. And Anne, that was very generous of you. Members lives, 10 a.m. Eastern, Saturday mornings. We're walking through, starting this week, a CIA government. It was just declassified. Well, it wasn't just. It's been declassified. 80 pages long on astral travel and all psychic stuff. Is pretty cool. And then we're going to do 30 weeks of developing your psychic abilities and your intuition with Q&A and exercises and journaling for the week. And we're going to do every Saturday, 10 a.m. Eastern for the members. Okay, everybody? Welcome to the new members. Yes, thank you. Thank you, Donna and Anne. That's awesome. Thank you. Okay, let's listen in.
Lost his job, lost his apartment, and lost his vehicle, and that's why he's home. Now that we have that out of the way, does it suck? Yes, it does. I make no excuses for him, but he is my son, and I love him with all my heart. And that's what I want to say about him. Now I want to know why everybody seems to be talking about everybody else, and I find Lily and Jack are getting lost in the background. Yeah, there's where I stand.
And go ahead and say your piece on that, if you don't mind, Belinda, on about that, because you're right. They get lost in.
Thank Donna. If you get the free membership from YouTube, they unilaterally assign
the noise, and it's about Jack and Lily, but they get lost in the noise and a lot of misinformation and that. So how are you exactly feeling about everything that's going on in the true crime world and stuff like that?
This has been a real eye opener for the true crime world. I had no knowledge that this part even existed. When I found out that they were missing, I thought they were lost in the woods.
Welcome, Margie.
I thought they were lost in the woods right up until we went there Saturday morning. And seeing where Malaya lived, seeing Malaya herself. And I still thought, well, the children must be up in the woods. There was a lot of woods. You could see the kids' toys all over the yard. You knew they well played there. Malaya was pretty, I'm not sure if it's shock, but she was very flat, non-emotional flat. I put it down to shock, that she just didn't know what to do, and she kept saying she didn't know what to do. I asked if those were the doors that the children went out, and she said yes, and she opened and closed them to show me how quiet they were, which I did find a little strange. I asked her around what time she seen them, and she said she never seen them since Thursday night when she put them to bed. I asked her what time she thought they got up, and she said between 8 and 8:30. But she said she didn't see them. She heard them out in the other room playing. She never said what room. She just said she heard them out in the room playing.
Okay, I'm going to rewind it again. I want to
100%.
The plate. So we'll start with that as well, okay? But thank you for joining us today.
Thank you for having me.
Just want to remind
Belinda.
everybody.
I am Lily and Jack's grandmother.
We're not pulling cards tonight. We're going to do Friday at 5 Q&A tarot. Right now, I meditated for an hour in the dark here because my place is too hot. I'm waiting for the AC to kick in. I just installed. So listen, I'm listening intuitively for things that Belinda says, that whether I feel are accurate or not. If you find you get a hit with something, put it in the comments below and we'll talk about it.
Cody Sullivan is my son. There's been a lot of rumors, speculation, and talk concerning my son. And I really do want to clear that up because it has nothing to do with Jack and Lily finding them or what happened to them. My son has been living here for 11 months now. I keep getting stuck on 9, but it's been 11 months now. And he does not have a criminal record whatsoever. He has never been out west. And he has had nothing to do with the children for 3 years.
Shame.
Him and Malaya were together for 3.5 years. Their relationship went downhill really fast after Jack was born. Malaya told me that she was not happy. She definitely wanted out of the relationship. And we supported her 100%. My son, I don't know if it was the pressures of trying to support a family. I'm not sure what happened, but he started drinking a lot, started doing the drugs, and in the end, he just didn't care. And she got tired of it and left.
That's sad. He didn't care. Wow.
She went to court for full custody, and she went to court for child support payments, and he was paying child support right up until 11 months ago now, when he lost his job, lost his apartment, and lost his vehicle, and that's why he's home. Now that we have that out of the way, does it suck? Yes, it does. I make no excuses for him, but he is my son, and I love him with all my heart. And that's what I want to say about him. Now I want to know why everybody seems to be talking about everybody else, and I find Lily and Jack are getting lost in the background. Yeah, there's where I stand.
And go ahead and say your piece on that, if you don't mind, Belinda, on about that, because you're right. They get lost in the noise, and it's about Jack and Lily, but they get lost in the noise and a lot of misinformation and that. So how are you exactly feeling about everything that's going on in the true crime world and stuff like that?
This has been a real eye opener for the true crime world. I had no knowledge that this part even existed. When I found out that they were missing, I thought they were lost in the woods. I
Thank
thought
you,
they were
Liane.
lost in the woods
Thank
right
you.
up until we went there Saturday morning.
I'm expecting this case to blow up any day, truthfully. If it doesn't blow up, I've talked to my girlfriend who lives in Truro. I've also told the RCMP that I will head out there. And she says I can couch surf. I'm just waiting for this to blow up. She's also going to be coming to visit me. She's grew up in the Truro, Madeline Islands area, but she lived here in Ottawa. She's my girlfriend from Reiki. She's the one that was with me when I had the telepathic experience and whatnot. So she knows my stuff in the spirit world. And so I'm going to go out there. She said I can stay with her at her place. And I've told the RCMP I'm prepared to go out if I need to, but I'm hoping that, and her sister is going to go visit her, and she's coming up here to visit her sister. So I'm just waiting for the available dates. Oh, sweetie. Yes. Yeah. I was in Barhaven until last week. Reassure me that he had absolutely nothing to do. I mean, how can she be so sure? I know. I don't know. Yeah. So Blaine, absolutely. Thank you, Donna. Yes. I appreciate your offer. Absolutely. Not to dismiss what you're saying. That's a generous offer. Thank you, Donna. Absolutely. Cause I'm worried, but I would just caution you because I'm a little bit concerned about a couple of the characters here in this play, this fiasco.
And seeing where Malaya lived, seeing Malaya herself.
Joanne,
and I still thought, well, the children must be.
It was reported when they first went missing. Some channels were reporting her son had a criminal record, but they were talking about a Cody Lee from out west in BC that he was in prison or something out there. And she's just trying to come clean to say, you've got the wrong guy. That's not my son. He's never lived out west. He didn't go to jail. He's not a criminal. That's what that's about.
Up in the woods. There was a lot of woods. You could see the kids' toys all over the yard. You knew they well played there. Malaya was pretty, I'm not sure if it's shock, but she was very flat, non-emotional flat. I put it down to shock, that she just didn't know what to do, and she kept saying she didn't know what to do. I asked if those were the doors that the children went out, and she said yes, and she opened and closed them to show me how quiet they were, which I did find a little strange. I asked her around what time she seen them, and she said she never seen them since Thursday night when she put them to bed. I asked her what time she thought they got up, and she said between 8 and 8:30. But she said she didn't see them. She heard them out in the other room playing. She never said what room. She just said she heard them out in the room playing, and she drifted off to sleep. And when she woke up again, she didn't hear nothing, and she realized that the place was just too quiet. So they got up and they searched. She said they searched the house, they searched the yard, and then I think she said Daniel went off in the truck to search. So I asked her, I said, we're here to search. So you know your kids, You're the mom. Moms know their kids. You know what takes their interest, where they like to go around the yard, where you have to get after them all the time. And she said they always like to play up by their fort. So I told her we would start up there. So we headed out, and that's where we started. I never met Daniel that day. She told me that he was out searching. He's been searching since they've been gone. I did see her mom in the Daniel's mom, sorry. I seen Janie in the driveway. He had another woman with her. I wasn't sure who it was at the time. And I did see Justin outside at the time.
Okay.
I have a
Belinda,
question.
go ahead.
For obviously for Belinda, but and I don't know if Sunny is going to talk about this at all, but for me, with Darren's story, with what he says he knows, my question is, you said Malaya came across as unemotional and flat, but had all of that just gone down on Friday, and now she's swarmed with police and searchers and everything, did you notice, looking back, any kind of nerves or any kind of angst going on with her or anybody around her that Saturday morning when you showed up?
She was totally, a good way to put it was she looked totally lost. She had Meadow on her hip. She was holding Meadow. And
Yeah, she was probably freaked the heck out. Yeah, for anybody new here, I volunteer as a psychic medium with the Find Me group. There's a link in the description box if anybody ever wants to volunteer. If this is not solved soon, I'm going to ask Kelly to come on as a guest to talk to us about this. He's the founder of the Find Me group, a retired Secret Service agent, a federal agent rather. Yeah, he's a great guy.
she looked totally lost. Her grandmother was sitting in the living room. As for the people around her, I know when we come into the driveway, Janie was sitting on some kind of a bench thing or something in the driveway, and I can't remember who the woman was beside her. There was a policewoman standing there, and the policewoman was talking to them. We couldn't make out what she was saying until we got up closer. And Janie was really crying a lot. And this woman was saying to her, "It's okay, Mom. They're not blaming you. They just want to look in your trailer. They're not blaming you. They just need to make sure that there's nothing in the trailer." And she went on to state that there was nothing in the trailer. She didn't want them around her dog. And the policewoman told her that she was impeding an investigation and she would have to get a search warrant. And then I thought, well, we'll just continue on into the trailer. That was the only thing I found just a little strange.
Just a little strange. Your grandkids are missing and you won't let the cops in your RV, in your trailer? Very, very strange. Not just a little strange. Very strange. I beg to differ.
That I was wondering what that was all about. When I got inside the trailer and after I had hugged Malaya, I mean, I
Let's
took
get
to
in.
crying.
Sounds good.
Now I
Sounds
didn't
yummy.
notice because I wasn't watching, but
kidding,
my sister stated that she noticed Malaya wasn't
Beth,
crying
no
at all.
kidding.
She didn't have any
Yes.
tears. That she was very non-emotional. That after the hugging, and I stated about the woman outside that was upset, and she told me that that was Daniel's mother, and that she was having a hard time, and she said that was Daniel's brother. And I told her I seen the resemblance, so I figured they were related. She did tell me who the other person was, but I can't remember. And
It wasn't Logan, was it?
I met Logan, I think it was, we were there Saturday. I don't remember Logan Saturday. I seen her in passing, but not to talk to her. I talked to Logan on Monday.
Were you there for the argument? I'm sorry, Sunny, I'm totally taking over. This is my last question.
I was not there for the argument. When we were there Saturday, when we were getting ready to leave, we were in the woods searching. We come back out. I went back in to let her know that we were finished basically for the day. That was in kind of late afternoon. And we come back out when we were sitting in the car because, I mean, it was pretty miserable in the woods. So we were kind of breaking in the car. I seen Cindy drive up. She had some woman with her, and her husband was also there. They went into the house. Then this vehicle pulled up and this gentleman got out and he introduced himself as the chief, but I'm not sure of what reserve he was talking about. I can't remember that, but he.
Interesting. I had no idea the chief was there. No idea the chief was there. Yeah, Yeah. This is interesting. This is stuff I haven't heard before either.
He did say he was the chief, and
Oh, I wanted to also, what else did I want to say? Welcome, 9 months, sweetie. Did the pic I sent you seem involved? I haven't sat with it yet. Can you email it to me, Kitty? So I can pull it up on the screen. 9 months. Thank you for being a member for 9 months, my dear. Love you. Thank you. Appreciate you. I wanted to say something. I forget now what I was going to say, but it'll come to me. Oh, for those that are new here, you might want to go back and look at my other readings, because a lot of what I said very early on, a lot of what I told the RCMP, the visions that I had are coming to be true now.
he was looking for Malaya. So I took him
thank you.
to Malaya's. And
thank you, Chris, sweetie. Thank you, sweetie. That is very, very kind of you. Very, very kind. Appreciate you. Thank you. Thank you.
he went in. So my sister and I decided, well, we'll do searching just up the other road further. So we did. When we come back, I stopped in again, and the chief and Malaya, and there was one or two other people around the table, and I thought I heard him say about a prayer circle, and they were on like a conference thing on his phone, and I could hear words in the background and that. So I kind of made my leave at that point, and I left, and then me and my sister headed out. So the only thing I can assume is we had just missed the big fight or whatever it was. We must have just missed it.
Or
we heard about the fight through Haley. We heard about the fight through Haley, who then redacted the fight. And then we've just looked at the text earlier of, for whatever reason, Derwood is quite angry with Haley for speaking out and threatened her. So it's very interesting. It's very dramatic. I'm curious to hear when the truth comes out what's going down that we haven't picked up on yet, because I have a feeling it's the tip of the iceberg, folks.
Yeah, because from my understanding, they had the big blowout, and then 5 minutes after that, they got in the vehicle and left, right? And Logan was there at that point, so maybe it happened after that. Like, I'm just trying to piece together that day. But thank you so much for answering my question, Sunny. Sunny, it's your show.
No,
you do.
No, I was going to say, we will come back to all of this, but before we get on with Bev, and because Bev's in the United Kingdom, you guys, so her time right now is like 11 o'clock at night, so we will come back to this. So Belinda, but before I go to Bev and you guys, and Bev can, talk about her different situations or theories or whatever.
Kitty, I got Justin's live, which is an hour and a half long, so I'll save it. I'll show it tomorrow, and I'll save it to my phone. I just didn't have time to do that tonight.
Whatever you call it there, Bev. Scenarios, there's the words. Just a couple of things, if you don't mind, that I saw in chat. Can you please tell people that the text between yourself and Malaya and yourself and Daniel, that those were actual texts that we've shown, that you've provided that information, just to clarify for some people that are just asking, just for clarification.
Yes, all the texts that you have shown have come from my phone. I know a lot of people are a little put out because Daniel did ask me to keep one part a secret and not to tell anybody. But at that point in time, I had seen Daniel out speaking everything out to the public on what he was thinking was taking place. And I thought, well, he hasn't told me anything in these texts that should be a secret. There was nothing there. So I figured, why is anybody keeping a secret? These kids are missing. What does it matter if the police think you shouldn't do this or you shouldn't do that? Let them worry about their investigation. Let everybody else that was there and knows something talk about anything they know.
Yeah, I agree. Okay, thank you for that. And then I'm just gonna ask one more thing, if you don't mind, okay, actually quickly, two things. RCM, with Darren's putting out this information, how are you personally feeling about this perhaps storyline or the information that he's putting out there? Are you happy with it? Go ahead.
It is a good story. I think about it and I can make it make sense. I can see how it can look like it makes sense.
It is a good story. That's a very, I didn't pause there because I was waiting for the sarcasm, the tone of sarcasm to kick in, but it doesn't. It's a good story. Interesting choice of
Going
words.
by the CPS, going by Malaya's marks of she's protecting Meadow from CPS. I never got a chance to ask her, was she protecting Meadow from CPS because Daniel was due to have visitation? Or was she protecting CPS because she was afraid she was going to lose Meadow? That part doesn't make sense. They gave her custody of Meadow. So I can only go with the fact that she was upset that Daniel was going to get visitation. As for Darren's story, I did like the idea. I mean, of course.
She was upset Daniel was going to get visitation. Whoa. Did I just, I feel like we just missed a whole chunk of time. Did I not hear it? Did she tell us that she was leaving Daniel? Did I miss that? Because I predicted that. Remember at the very beginning? I got to listen again.
So I figured, why is anybody keeping a secret? These kids are missing. What does it matter if the police think you shouldn't do this or you shouldn't do that? Let them worry about their investigation. Let everybody else that was there and knows something talk about anything they know.
Yeah, I agree. Okay, thank you for that. And then I'm just gonna ask one more thing, if you don't mind, or okay, actually quickly two things. RCM, with Darren's putting out this information, how are you personally feeling about this perhaps storyline or the information that he's putting out there? Are you happy with it? Are you? Go ahead.
It is a good story. I think about it and I can make it make sense. I can see how it can look like it makes sense. Going by the CPS, going by Malaya's marks of she's protecting Meadow from CPS. I never got a chance to ask her, was she protecting Meadow from CPS because Daniel was due to have visitation?
Is she protecting Meadow from CPS because Daniel was due to have visitation? Okay. Am I the only one that's really confused right now? We go from A to Z. Like, there was no mention that Malaya left Daniel and we're into visitation. What is going on? Is she talking about after the kids went missing? Does anybody understand how we got here? What the heck?
Or was she protecting CPS because she was afraid she was going to lose Meadow? That part doesn't make sense. They gave her custody.
I don't even know what you're talking about. You're not making sense. Okay, am I losing my mind? Somebody please tell me. Did we time warp? I feel like I time warped. I feel like I time warped and I went into the black zone and it totally missed a whole storyline that's like a 5-year storyline and we just went boop. Like, I'm sorry. Why is Sunny not asking her, like, what are you talking about?
Custody of Meadow. So I can only go with the fact that she was upset that Daniel was going to get visitation. As for Darren's story, I did like the idea. I mean, of course, finding the kids. Yeah,
I
great.
did like the idea. You're talking about missing kids. I'm sorry, I'm gonna lose my shit. I did like the idea. That's an interesting story. How about the fucking truth, Belinda? How about the fucking truth? That's what you should want to hear, not whether it's interesting, whether it entertained you. Those are very odd words. I'm sorry to go off on her. I have not heard this interview before, but what the huff? What the tough? That like the TF. That's an interesting story. How about it doesn't sound like it could be true to me. I don't know. This is not, we are not in the Twilight Zone. Well, we are, but it's not like a TV movie Twilight Zone. It's actually real life here. These are real kids. I don't know whether what you're looking for in someone's story. It's not here to entertain you. It should be, is it fact or not fact, Belinda? I'm sorry. I don't mean to go off everybody. I don't mean to sound insensitive, but there's something about this lady that irks the F out of me, and I can't figure out what it is yet.
And there was one or two other people around the table, and I thought I heard him say about a prayer circle, and they were on like a conference thing on his phone,
Joanne, but I still
and I could hear words in the background
we still jumped a massive timeline. Like, she's either nervous, they're letting her talk, but there's a point. I mean, I was a coach, right? So I know, and a trained speaker, so I know how to ask questions, and a real estate agent and a real estate coach and trainer of over 25 years. Yes, you want people to feel comfortable and open up, but you also have to reel them in so people can follow the storyline and just get clarification a little bit.
Kind of made my leave at that point, and I left. And then me and my sister headed out. So the only thing I can assume is we had just missed the big
Sonny,
fight or whatever it was. We must have just missed it.
Sonny, do you want to come up and talk to me? Talk me off my my ledge, because you got to convince me here. You got to convince me that she has knowledge, because why is she going all over the place? Because she's talking about after we've explained. Do you want to come up and talk, Sonny? I'd love to meet you. We're both Canadian. Okay, Kitty, thank you, honey. I'm watching your live, honey. Okay, come on up and explain. Come up and explain to me. I think she's talking about after. I just don't get good vibes the way she's saying, you know, it's an interesting story and stuff. I don't. I know you like this woman. You know her far more than I do. I feel for her. She is the only voice. I think it's awesome. Oh, Keys, I've heard enough about Belinda. Sorry, bye. Okay. This is a true crime channel. Like, you're supposed to be a true crimer. You want to clarify the story, or do you not? Like, it's wild. This is the true crime community, not a community. I think she's making, there are many sides. I understand, but if she wants to explain it, you don't yell at me, like yell in the chat. You're not understanding. Just come up and speak. I'm giving her an opportunity to explain it to me. It's the true crime community. Like, do I have to fucking agree with you, Sonny? Do I have to friggin' agree with you? Or could I use my own 2 cents brain and my psychic abilities to try to solve this case? Do I have to agree with you? Because you kind of liked Derwood too, Sonny. You were all up Derwood's ass, and now you're changing your tune, and now you're back off Derwood. So, sorry. Thank you. Welcome in, Chris. Thank you, sweetie. Thank you for that. That's wonderful. I appreciate that. I appreciate that. So I just have no patience for that. She talked shit about Justin. She gave Justin shit. If you want to come up here with your big balls, come up with your big balls. We're both Canadian. If you wanted to explain it for the kids' sake, like you claim to stand behind, get up and tell me what I'm misunderstanding about her. I don't have to like her. I don't know the fucking woman. Yeah, no kidding, Lola. Thank you. No kidding. And I don't trust a rat's ass, any of them right now. As far as I'm concerned, they're all suspect as shit. They're all a bunch of fucking lowlifes. Excuse my language. That's how I feel. They're all a bunch of scumbag lowlifes. Sorry, they are. They didn't serve these kids whatsoever. We have a 4-year-old and a 6-year-old that are nonverbal, that are missing, and a channel owner who claims she cares about the kids, but doesn't like it if we don't all fucking agree with her. Like, I'm watching your fucking live, Sonny, and none of us understand how she went from that story to this story. None of us are following the storyline. Do you want to come up here and have a conversation, or do you want to be a little fucking weak ass from a typewriter? Do you want to explain? I'm giving you a fucking chance. Be the creator that you claim to be. You want to be talking about Jack and Lily? You defend this woman wholeheartedly? Come on. Let's go. But don't come in my chat and fuck up my chat and take time away from my life because you don't fucking think I have a right to my fucking opinion, Sonny.
You were talking like Derwood was fucking God too, but no, you're turning your fucking opinion about him. So I have a right to my opinion. Yeah, I get my facts straight. Okay, we're listening to your live, dumbass. We're listening to your fucking live. Like, go fucking figure. Like, please. Like, this is the true crime community. The times I've wanted to quit, it's not the suspects, it's the jackasses like this. The jackasses like this. You can't have another fucking opinion. You got to be a bunch of fucking sheep in the fucking idiot dark, all fucking going together. If we all don't have the same theory, we got to fucking beat each other up. It's so fucking 2-year-old, 12-year-old behavior. There's a fucking 4-year-old and a 6-year-old here missing. And grandma, who was out of their life for 3 fucking years, likes the media attention and is all curious about whether this story is interesting or not. That is bullshit. I don't give a fuck if I'm hurting her feelings. It's not about being a fucking interesting story. It's about what the fucking facts are. This is not entertainment, Sonny. It's true crime. I'm just like fucking sick with this bullshit true crime shit. Thanks, Donna. I realize I'm hard on Belinda. I'm hard on all of them. Actually, the person I'm the least difficult with is Malaya. But I don't fucking trust any of them. And I'm not going to fucking trust her because she stood up there on a fucking panel and went, I think the story is interesting. How many minutes have we listened to? We've listened to 16 minutes and 40 seconds. And I have a fucking right to question her. Fucking bullshit.
Or it hadn't happened yet because from my understanding, they had the big blowout, and then 5 minutes after that, they got in the vehicle and left.
No fucking kidding.
Right? And Logan was there at that point, so maybe it happened after that. Like, I'm just trying to piece together that day.
I know, Shauna, but it's the true crime
thank you
community.
so much for
The
answering my
people are
questions.
fucking disgusting. I've been bullied. I thought Sunny was different, but I was wrong. She's up there with the fucking likes of Michelle in the Dark and fucking Jay for Justice and Cluminati and all those sick fucking people that just like to bully other channels if they don't agree with them. She's absolutely right up there with them. She just proved that to me right now.
Sunny, it's your show.
No,
you do.
No,
You do.
I was going to say, we will come back to all of this, but before we get on with Bev, and because Bev's in the United Kingdom, you guys, so her time right now is like 11 o'clock at night, so we will come back to this. So Belinda, but before I go to Bev and you guys and Bev can talk
Belinda,
about her different situations or theories and or
No,
whatever you call it there, Bev.
Okay.
Scenarios. There's the word.
I'm a fucking psychic. Let's be fucking real. Sunny only gives a shit about these people because they're feeding her channel views. Okay, they're feeding her channel views, clicks, and likes, and she's the heroine of the YouTube community right now because the family's going to her. She brought the fucking trauma out. She brought the trauma out, and she's got to own it like the queen and just everybody's got to fall in line with her. That's the mentality coming through right now. It's just gross.
Just a couple of things, if you don't mind, that I saw in chat. Can you please tell people that the text between yourself and Malaya and yourself and Daniel, that those were actual texts that we've shown that you've provided that information, just to clarify for some people that are just asking, just for clarification.
I don't want to say that she's
Yes, all
negative.
the texts that you have shown have come from my phone.
Tired of,
I know a lot of people are a little put out because
I'm just tired of it all. I know. And I thought she was different and better. I thought she was different and better than that. She just proved otherwise. She had a chance. She just proved otherwise. She shit all over Justin too, who I happen to really like.
because Daniel did ask me to keep one part a secret and not to tell anybody.
I know.
But at that point in time, I had seen Daniel out speaking everything out to the public on what he was thinking was taking place. And I thought, well, he hasn't told me anything in these texts that should be a secret. There was nothing there.
I can tell you, kind of like the behavioral panel. If anybody comes on my channel, I'm going to be way more. Oh, Sunny from It's a Crime and Shame. She just came when she was in the chat. She was bragging on Justin on her live because Donna, you don't have to do that for me. Please don't do that for me. I'm not asking anybody to do that. I'm just saying I cannot stand other YouTube creators that are baloney like that just, you have to agree with them. I'm sorry. I have an opinion about this lady and I don't feel fucking, I'm 56 years old. I don't need Sonny's fucking permission to agree with her. We all heard it together. I'm not misunderstanding. You let her run off instead of reeling her in and asking her questions. And I can tell you, if I was interviewing people, because I did international sales awards as a single mom, I know how to ask questions and interview. I wouldn't be this kind. I wouldn't be this kind. Sorry. You left these kids' lives for 3 years and now you want to be the queen of the media. I'm sorry. I'd have some hard questions. I know, Bogey. I know. Ugh. I thought she was different, but I'm disappointed, Sonny. Really
So
am.
I figured, why is anybody keeping a secret? These kids are missing. What does it matter if the police think you shouldn't do this or you shouldn't do that? Let them worry about their investigation. Let everybody else that was there and knows something talk about anything they know.
Yeah, I agree. Okay, thank you
I agree.
for that. And then I'm just gonna ask one more thing, if you don't mind, or okay, actually, quickly, two things. RCM, with Darren's putting out this information, how are you personally feeling about this perhaps storyline or the information that he's putting out there? Are you happy with it? Are you, go ahead.
Are you happy with it? Oh my God. Sonny, you need to learn how to interview. Are you happy with the information Darren's putting out there about your missing grandchildren? I don't think happy is the right word to describe. Are you happy with the story he's concocted? Does that cover the basis of entertainment for you, Belinda? Are you happy? Sonny, you don't deserve to do interviews. Not when you behave this way. You don't ask questions, deep enough questions to actually get to the truth of anything. No, I'm not sorry for saying that. You don't know how to ask questions to really dig. This interview is so weak. Are you happy with what Darren's saying? There's a 4-year-old and a 6-year-old missing. This isn't about emoji cans and whether I liked my Sour Patch today. Like, you've got to start asking questions, like real interrogation questions. Like, have you heard what Derwin's been spewing? Have you heard what he's coming online saying? Have you had a chance to confirm anything that Derwood is saying? Have you spoken to anybody? Is there any validity to this part of what he's saying? How about this? How about this? Not does it make you happy? Jesus H. Cripes.
It is a good story. I think about it and I can make it make sense. I can see how it can look like it makes sense.
Jesus, exactly.
Going by the CPS,
Exactly.
going by Malaya's marks.
Thank you. I don't give a shit about anything than finding these kids, and my feelings about how you feel about me, Sonny, are the least of my concerns. Just like how Belinda might be, her ass might be a little bit hurt. I don't really fucking care. The tone of questioning is just for fucking, you sound like mainstream media. That's not true crime. That's nobody in true crime. She would not get away with that on Dolly. No friggin' way.
She's protecting Meadow from CPS. I never got a chance to ask her, was she protecting Meadow from CPS because Daniel was due to have visitation? Or was she protecting CPS because she was afraid she was going to lose Meadow? That part doesn't make sense. They gave her custody of Meadow. So I can only go with the fact.
Well, maybe if you didn't turn on her and disclose all her private texts to you, Belinda, maybe she would answer your questions and you wouldn't have to try to, guess now.
That she was upset that Daniel was going to get visitation. As for Darren's story, I did like the idea. I mean, of course, finding the kids, yeah, great. And I was starting to buy it. And then I started thinking of all the original talks, of all the times Daniel had spoken, of what Malaya had said.
Oh, and hey, by the way, you do not have to agree with me in this channel. I don't mind if you don't agree. I just don't yell at me in large caps and call me a jackass if you haven't watched the whole. I get that part of what Sonny's saying. Okay, you have to watch the whole live. But we just replayed it. And I still am confused. It's always drama when mixing channels. Oh, I know, Robin. But I didn't ask her to come in.
Me. And it just didn't make sense to me in the end. So I don't see it.
Okay, appreciate that.
I just think it was in bad
you guys,
in bad faith.
this is Belinda, the paternal grandmother of Jack and Lily. That's why we're here. That's what it is all about. So Belinda, you guys was gracious enough. This is her first time on a YouTube platform. I see there's 653 people watching again. Please don't do it for the channel's sake. Do it for the missing and the murdered. And in this case, do it for Jack and Lily and Belinda and all the other family members that truly want to find answers. Your simple little touch on that like button gets it out into the algorithm. That's what she's asking for, is please just keep sharing their pictures, keep talking about it, and just putting.
Okay, can y'all think of some questions you might ask Belinda? Start thinking of some questions, because tomorrow night I'm going to do a reading, a Q&A, and we're going to find out if Belinda actually tried to find the kids and tried to get answers about where Jack and Lily are. If her effort to get answers was as difficult or as exhaustive as her effort to go and have contact in the last 3 years, I don't know. So I don't think she's trying to get answers at all. I'm not picking up that she's trying to get answers. She's just here relaying to everybody what she's heard. I don't know.
Their faces out there. So if you guys could do that for Belinda, I see that there's 170 likes right now. 180. You guys are awesome. Thank you.
I feel about
and so we're at 658 people. So please just keep splashing that, putting your DNA on that. So now I'm going to leave this to Bev now, between Bev and Belinda.
Yeah, I know.
And so Bev, did you want to speak first and talk about what you've been?
I do get very impassioned, y'all. If you're new here, I'm sorry. That's how I feel about missing kids. That's how I feel about injustice. That's how I feel about a family, an entire family with more relatives in it than Gandhi had followers, stepsisters and stepbrothers and half brothers, and everybody failed these two kids. Sorry, but they did. So if I'm a little bit angry because Belinda decides to show up 3 years after the fact, I'm entitled to it.
Been doing or working on, and go ahead.
Yeah, I can do. So I suppose, first of all, I want to say thank you, Sonny and Shah, for everything that you're doing, because it's amazing how much you're keeping Jack and Lily's name out there. And Belinda, I am just so sorry that you're having to go through this. And thank you for taking the time to speak to us, because it means a massive amount to everybody who's been following the case. I think it really, really does. It certainly means a lot to me to hear your take on it. And I think you've been, because you're slightly removed from the situation, you're a little bit more independent. So obviously you're kind of more of a source of truth. And
how is she a source of truth? These people, I gotta stop this. My blood is gonna blow through the roof. I'm gonna blow a gasket or a blood vessel. How is she a source of truth? Use words that actually match the storyline. She hasn't seen the kids in 3 years. She's finding some stories interesting. She has done nothing yet in this live at this point to deserve you are a source of truth. She's just spewing rumor and gossip and betraying Malaya's confidence by showing text. What source of truth? What source of truth? I was going to go light until Sonny showed up, but now I'm just fucking pissed. Sorry. Not sorry. But it's just ridiculous. This is not an interview. This is not an interview. The source of truth for what? For the fact that your son abandoned their kids 3 years ago, and did you? That's about the only truth that we know you actually know is true. The rest is just you spewing Derwood's drama and rumors and texts. You don't know anything about where these kids are. So this is not her telling you the truth. If you're going to do an interview, choose the words that actually align with the truth. If you want credibility in interviews, and maybe don't kiss the subject's ass. Maybe ask them a few questions. Maybe deep dive. I don't know. I guess because I was a coach and a salesperson who wrote sales books and coached people, I guess I understand to ask better questions in an interview. But don't say you're coming and exposing the truth. She doesn't know jack shit about the truth.
Clarity about what happened and what's
God
going on. You've
almighty.
not got a stake in the game, really, have
So
you?
sick of this
So
shit.
I really, really do appreciate it.
Ugh.
What I've been looking at,
Yeah, I'm
because
sorry,
I know that
y'all. I was going to go
a lot
nice
of people,
on her, but
and,
now
and
I'm
definitely Ken
pissed.
the other day, were asking me lots of questions about, criminal offences that might.
I just, somebody that defends a son who walked away from their kids is just, I understand you love your son, but I don't know. I don't understand what you're up here about, getting all these kudos like you're the princess on the fucking pedestal, the queen in the castle. You've done fucking nothing for 3 years.
Have been committed.
What the fuck?
How and why Malaya needed to be supervised with Meadow, all of
I
those
don't
things.
think
I've been having a
maybe
look
these
at it,
kids would be
and it
alive
is really, really similar to UK.
if they had a dad who wasn't a fucking crack heroin addict, a meth addict. You said he sobered up. Maybe they'd fucking be alive. Maybe we'd know where they are.
Law, so I can describe it quite well, because I don't have to
Jesus.
think about it from a different perspective, really. Slightly different names for things, but the same premise. So in terms of just one thing that I picked up yesterday when Darren was talking was Janie has said now that Malaya,
because he spelled his name out, we don't even know if that's his real name, Peter. Your son is an adult and a father of your, I know, tell him to put his big point. No kidding. It's just, I can't. Okay, we're not going to bash Belinda. That's me. I take ownership for it. Okay, I take ownership for it because I have said this is the first time I wanted to listen to this interview. I haven't listened to her, but there's something about her coming in and doing all this that really irks me. I know, burn some sage. Thanks. It really irks me. But when Sunny came on, and I'm not allowed to my opinion, I offered her to explain why should I trust this woman, and she doesn't want to do that, but she wants to shit talk me because I don't understand in my live stream, in my chat. Yeah, now I feel like Sunny doesn't have the right common sense to be judging her. She didn't ask her the right questions to be judging her. This is just, we want somebody to come and talk on our channel for clicks, likes, and views, and we're going to just kiss your ass because we don't have the confidence that you won't show up if we tell you we're going to hardline it with you. Any parent and grandparent, Sunny, that is innocent and wants the truth out there like Seth Rogers is not going to be afraid of hard questions. Let that sink in. Any parent, grandparent, or innocent person with a missing child is not going to shy away from hard questions if they want the truth. Guaranteed you, if you ask Seth Rogers tough questions, he would be ballsy enough to answer them because he wants the truth and the truth alone. If you want to interview and you want to get facts, you're going to have to be a better interviewer. Sorry, but this is not an interview. This is a kiss Belinda's ass interview. And that's why I wanted to watch it today. And now that I know, I've watched enough minutes in to know that there's been no attempt to grill her, to ask her questions. Why haven't you verified what Derwood said yet? Have you had time to verify? Maybe if you didn't betray Malaya, you wouldn't be up here telling us that it doesn't make sense. Instead, you could have talked to her and maybe she would have clarified.
had Meadow on her hip when she was outside. And that really confused me. And it confused me because if you already had Meadow with you and the other two children, why in the heck did you not get in the car at the same time if your goal is to get out? So that baffled me. It's got to be said. And I'm not going to give an opinion about which I think is right, whether what
I
Darren's
don't
saying
think
is true.
you qualify for any opinion. I don't even see your name. Are you a professional of some sorts? There's no name on the screen. Who is this woman? Does anybody know? It's okay, sweetie. I'm just Liane for president. No, it's just fucking common sense. I'm sorry. I am picky, but when it comes to interviews, because I know a good interview, man, and that's just not one that's good. It's not one. There's no questioning. There's no testing. It's just, we're going to make you feel warm and fluffy and like the princess of the pie. Not because we want to find the truth, because we just want to have all the family come up here so our channel can grow for clicks and views. Liane is ranting. Yeah, you're damn right I am. Anything to do with missing kids or harm should have a perp guilty. Absolutely. You don't get a pass. And when you show up after 3 years of being out of their life, I'm sorry. You're going to have to expect some of this. Sorry. That's just.
I certainly think he believes that it's true. Whether that's based on solid facts, I'm not sure. And obviously the other option is that something has happened to Jack and Lily. And I really don't want that to be the case, but it is a possibility. So let's have a look at what's happened and why. So in terms of Meadow and Malaya going to her mum's, there will have been 3 options of how she was to be supervised. So we know Darren made it clear yesterday she was being supervised by.
Okay, we know because Darren made it clear. See what problem I have with these people? We know because Darren made it clear. Really? Because somebody you've never met before showed up on your channel and said a few things. We know he's credible. I can't listen to this anymore. Y'all, oh my God. Sorry, Anne. I'm sorry. Sorry. I'm going, find me something else. Tell me what you want to watch. I can't listen to this crap. I can't. I'm sorry. I can't listen to it. It's literally, we know because Darren showed up. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. Because Daniel said so. Because Malaya said so. Oh, good. Sorry. 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 I'm sure people are going to go, that MMO, man, she gets nasty. Yeah. When you piss me off, I won't pick a fight, but if you pick one with me, it's not going to end well for you. Okay. I want to know, we're going to pull some cards. Sweetie. I worked with my dad, who was a land developer, and, I had subdivisions listed for like entire subdivisions with builders and stuff. So that were not my dad's, but I did have my dad's stuff as well. And I won international sales awards and was asked to become a coach. I had to pay $30,000 to be a coach with Keller Williams International, by the way, out of Austin, Texas. Ren, I haven't heard from you yet. I want to know that you're safe. I know Ren lives in Austin, Texas. I think Austin is safe from the flooding, but I haven't heard from her. So I was a trained speaker. I paid $30,000 to be a speaker. And then my daughter was being bullied in high school. And even though she was 18, she was seriously depressed. It was graduation year. And so I said, I can't be on the road traveling because I'm a pretty good speaker. And it was a speaking course. It's called BOLD for Keller Williams International, where the first day is free and you sign up on a 6-week course. And so the BOLD coaches are on the flights on the road 3 days a week. Basically, you'd go to like Chicago and train in Chicago, the Keller Williams Realtors BOLD. And it's like an intense scripting and like really intense coaching, training class, scripting and everything, and like homework and hardcore, like really hardcore, very intensive learning. And it's a coaching, like people have to face their fears. And so you have a lot of coaching moments where people break down crying. Like it was really intense. And I trained that. So I had to become a qualified trainer within Keller Williams for that as a speaker. And I had to audition in front of Diana Kokoska. She was the CEO of MAPS. She wrote the program, and that was scary, very scary and intimidating. And and then my daughter got, like I said, was starting to be bullied. So I stepped back away from that and just became a one-on-one coach, helped realtors. I did I mean, I coached the owner of Keller Williams in Israel. He was part owner, and he also had a business in New Jersey. I coached OPs is called a market center. Keller Williams is a franchise like McDonald's and whatnot. So the OPs are the owners of the market center. So I coached owners of the market center. So I know how to ask questions, and I know how to help people face their fears, and I know how to be tough. And I did all that as a single mom, raising 2 girls in competitive dance who were dancing 25 hours a week. So life was hell on wheels. My kids used to call me military mom. I had a schedule that was like boom, 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 because I had to. So I know how to ask a question. I know when you're interviewing people who want to buy a home or want you to list their $5, $6, $7 million home, or subdivisions with builders that haven't sold for 10 years, and they need you to come in and rescue their subdivision. I've done all of that. I sold islands. I sold an island when I lived in Muskoka to a guy from Hawaii. He never saw it. I sold it to him. I sold hunt camps, condos, resorts, you name it, did it. I started in Huntsville in God's country and then moved back home. My dad was like, you're a single mom. I'm a land developer. And my dad was a lawyer, and like, get your butt back home. And I didn't want to go back home because I was having so much fun, but I did move back home and restarted my business in Ottawa 2002 and was quickly winning national and international awards, not outside of my dad. I launched an entire subdivision with Mattamy Homes that came to Ottawa. I was the one they put at the front desk. And I would report to the president of the company every week. We'd have a meeting and they would come to me, Liane, because I was so notoriously successful for subdivision sales and land sales and tough sales and builder sites and subdivision sites. They put me on the opening day weekend at the table. It was the most insane experience of my life. I was like standing with a mic on the table, like a museum tour, this lot and this house and this, that, and people had numbers and picking and hold my lot, I'm going for a smoke, and I can't. It was like the most insane experience of my life. We had 1,500 people through that weekend. They had to get the police to direct traffic. I loved it until I didn't. So yeah. Okay. Thank you for the distraction, Lois. Thank you for the distraction to calm me down. I'm sorry I get passionate here about bullshit. I don't tolerate bullshit. I really don't tolerate bullshit. I can be nice. I'm not always like edgy like this, but I was feeling sad today because my dad just died. And I felt sad today. I'm missing him. And the corporal that's been emailing me actually even just said to me, I hope you're feeling better, in his email today. So it's like, wow, the RCMP, really, really, really special, I think, out in the East Coast there. Like, I hope you're feeling better today, Liane, he says to me. So I'm just, I'm angry because I had a mother that neglected me and destroyed my life as a child and an adult, and then defrauded my dad with dementia and left him to die in Florida, a textbook sociopath. So when I see kids that have parents that neglect them, it hits fucking home. It hits home. So I'm going to stand for those kids. Those kids deserve a voice, and they deserve to be found, and they deserve a fucking father that didn't get so high on drugs that he didn't care about 2 fucking kids. I'm sorry. Yeah, it's personal for me. But you never see, like, look at Summer Wells and all that. You always see the families that are fucking, I'm sorry, I'm not racist, I'm not class oriented, but I'm sick and tired of loser fucking parents that are high and sitting in a fucking trailer off welfare, letting their kids run around fucking loose until they lose them. I'm tired of the neglect. I'm sorry, Malaya. You maybe didn't take your kids, but you fucking neglected them when you were too lazy to get your ass out of bed that morning, if this is the story that went down. And you're all bullshit and irresponsible. Every fucking one of you, Belinda. Every fucking one of you. Those kids deserve better. And they deserve better than fucking true crimers that want to come up here and just want clicks and fucking views. Well, that'll be the last time I watch her channel. We're going to have to figure what else to do. I'm going to go to Justin now because I way prefer him. Justin's a classy guy. Very classy guy. Justin and I worked together in Sebastian Rogers' case on the audio for a bit.
Bonjour, everyone. Thank you all so much for joining me. Lily and Jack Sullivan case out of Nova Scotia still going on.
I
still
know.
trying to find out answers to
Thank
what
you,
happened
Karina, sweetie. It's
to the
okay.
4 and 6-year-old.
Ugh.
Derwood was on the show and he talked about Daniel being the disciplinarian.
I know,
Well,
Krista.
we're going to
I
discover
know,
a little
honey.
bit more about that, hopefully, in this live.
Because it's
after
just,
this.
it infuriates me. You're right. I need to calm down. You're right. It just really infuriates the true crime community. For the most part, infuriates the fuck out of me. They're also out for clicks, and it's just disgusting. It's like, eat your own. It's just disgusting. Ugh. Thank you, Wendy. Okay, let's.
Hello, everyone. Good to see you all. We have a lot to talk about today in the Lily and Jack Sullivan case out of Pictou County, Nova Scotia. And I was thinking about Derwood, and I do believe Derwood has been obviously speaking to Daniel and Junkyard Janie and the whole gang, to say the least. And he said something very interesting on my channel.
It's interesting that you say that, Cheryl, because when I tap into that garage, I feel stoned. I feel stoned. When they were taken, I saw a car with the trunk open. Lily said she and Jack are safe in God's arms. Oh, sweetie. I know. I'm sorry, everybody, for ranting. I keep saying I'm not going to let anybody piss me off on this channel, but I have yet to make that happen. I think he was dating too. I think he was dating. There apparently is a rumor that he was dating. I don't know if it's true or not. It's a rumor. See, if you don't know if it's true, I don't know if it's true. In my opinion, it's a rumor. Yeah, anyway. Fire, Chaffee County, where Barry. Oh, no way. Interesting. Have you told? Yes, Karina, last night. And I got a response back this morning confirming that it's now the towing company. I said that at the beginning. Thank you. I still feel bad. I don't want to be angry anymore about injustice. I don't want to be angry anymore about injustice, but.
And everyone we have spoken or heard from, rather, about Malaya says Malaya was not the disciplinarian. She was not that type of person. Now, take it for what you will. People can change. They do change. But that's generally something most people kind of stay consistent about, don't you think?
I know.
And
I know.
Derwood talks about Daniel being the disciplinarian, right? And I wondered what that looks like.
See? Justin, that's my son-in-law. Justin doesn't just take everything for like factual. He ponders it. He thinks about it. What makes sense? Okay, let's listen in a few more minutes. I'm again sorry. I'm gonna try to not let anybody piss me off anymore.
I wondered what
it's
that
gonna
looks
be.
Like. Thank you so
it's gonna be like my New Year. It's not New Year. Like my mid-year resolution on how to find peace. how to find peace in a fucked up world. So much injustice and missing kids, and man.
So much, my dear lady for justice. Really do appreciate you, darling. I didn't even set a goal. But thank you so much, my dear. Appreciate you very much, my love. So, is he, what kind of disciplinarian is he? Now, Derwood says he will spank them on their arse, or that's how he said it. So, he also.
Okay, let's stop here. Let's pull cards. What kind of a parent? What kind of a parent was, energy is not going to be very good, was Daniel. And to think I meditated before that, wild. I need to really work on my anger. I'm like still so angry about this whole situation, apparently, with my dad and my mom. I really need to work on my anger. Probably be in my writing. I like Justin doesn't take shit from the viewers, like breaks down all the words. Very respectful. I know he is. He should be my role model because he would never lose his shit like I just did. Okay. What is going down? I want to know about his parenting. Wanted to walk away. Very stressed out. Daniel's parenting with the kids. Daniel's parenting with the kids, please. Wanted to walk away. Very stressed out. Wanted to walk away. Okay, I got way too many that came out. I'm going to put them back in because way too many. But by the way, yes, thank you, Wendy. The mods are amazing. Thank you for saying that. Also, I wanted to let you know, last night I was thinking about it, and I was like, I wanted to pull a card. I meant to say this earlier, and I did pull a card about whether they would be found. This is the yes card. So I think they're going to be found, although I said that about Sebastian. But in the true crime world, it can take years for justice. And I really thought Sebastian was going to be found, but I want to go back and start Sebastian again. 7 of Swords. So it's not good energy, okay? As far as parenting, betrayal, that's sneaky betrayal, backstabbing. This is stressed out, and this is wanting to walk away. So he's Daniel's parenting, please. Here's the sun again. Those are the kids. Very direct in his communication with the kids. Very stern, very matter of fact, very direct in his communication with the kids. I want to see if he was patient with them. Then the patient card would come up. King of Cups, emotionally, this seems emotionally well grounded and suited, like stable emotionally. Send more clarifier on the King of Cups. Maybe that's why he was doing math. I mean, it's horrible to say, but I think I told y'all my neighbor came and introduced herself to me and took me for a 2-hour hike. And she has one child that's autistic, and she is asking me what I do for a living as like a true crime channel. And she said, like, that is also the symbol of Reverend. Which one, Anne? Which symbol? Well, the other thing that's really interesting about Reverend Donna is I don't normally listen to other readers, as you know, but you guys were telling me to watch, and somebody sent me the video of where Peter Pumpkin Eater. Well, the garage we looked at yesterday is Peter's name was on it. So I thought that was, and we're all getting wacky energy. Go back and watch that from last night if you missed it. Okay. What's Daniel's parenting style towards the kids? So this did come out and I put it back in. One of Wands, kind of like what I just did, explosive, inspiring in the one, but I'm getting explosive. Like this could be emotionally unstable. Let's get some clarifiers. What was Daniel's behavior or parenting style towards the kids? No, this one flipped over. Reciprocal give and take. I don't know. I'm not getting good instincts. I'm not getting that he was abusive. Wise. I'm not getting that he was abusive. Fair. Just. I'm not getting that he was mean or abusive, but that's what Derwood claims. So, you know, it must be true. I'm not getting that. I'm not getting it. And just because I do one reading doesn't mean I'm going to say it's fact, because I don't work that way. Before I sent the RCMP that garage location, I retested it out 3 times last night. The first card, the sun. Yeah, that came up last night over, like, when I was like, are these kids going to be found? That first card, you know, when I pull cards and we get one card that comes out that's the answer, that's what happened last night. So, you know, I hope they're found. I really, really do. And I hope that I'm wrong. And I hope that they're alive now. It just doesn't feel like that's possible. Friend was on meth. He was violent. We had to distance ourselves. Yeah. Again, we don't know if it's true. We just heard the family come forward and say that he's on meth. But I, in my vision, picked up on that. YouTuber, what nice to see you, picked up on drugs in the house earlier. So yes, before that came out from family members, I do believe probably drugs.
Says that Malaya doesn't pay any attention to the kids.
And that's
right?
Okay. Let's just talk through this rationally. If Malaya didn't pay attention to the kids, would she have gone through the effort of getting sole custody from Cody, who didn't want anything? Sure, sweetie. Okay. Oh, nice. If Malaya wanted nothing to do with the kids, because I was going to say when she fought for custody, when Cody was like, Mom, Belinda was actually saying, you know, out of her mouth that he was into drugs and stuff. Like, why? Yeah, I know that was before Daniel, but why would she go to the extent to protect her kids by making sure she had sole custody? That's an extra step to take when somebody doesn't want to be involved in their life. Like, you see where I'm going? Like, I think history shows that she protected her kids. So I'm not sure I'm buying the story. We also have Belinda, who said that she was a great mother. So I'm not sure I'm buying Derwood's story that Darren was the perfect parent and Malaya ignored them. That's out of Derwood's mouth. I'm not believing that yet.
And it's him that's always the one that is always, you know, watching over them, taking them outside.
Well, you'll have to go back to my earlier readings, Kitty, because I've explained the whole thing. I told the police also that I believe she was already set to leave Daniel before the kids disappeared. And that is part of what caused this kerfuffle. She, in my belief, was already planning on leaving. And I believe somebody came out and said that and validated that, but I'm not 100% sure. Yeah, history is a pattern in itself. Yeah, I know, Blaine. I know. It's weird. Like, where are those kids? Oh, maybe Amanda. Okay, well, that makes sense. But she did that when she was getting child support. I guess you would still get. I don't think that makes sense because I'm Canadian and you get benefits whether you're a single parent or not. You just, depending on the household income. I don't think that would matter, but I don't know. Because Belinda said he was sending her support payments up until 11 months ago when he lost his job. I don't know. More than one reader said she was going to leave. Yeah, I picked up on that at the beginning. So we're going to listen for a few more minutes. Again, y'all, my apologies. Next time somebody comes in the chat like that, maybe somebody count for me. Maybe Krista, since you're always faithful to keep me calm, maybe you can just say, hey, breathe, Liane, breathe. That he's not allowed to be around his other kids, 2 kids there with their mom. And yeah, he said that as well. Exactly. Yeah. Yes. And I picked up that he had a temper, whether that's right or yet or not. I don't know. I just don't think that Malaya was as bad a parent as people are trying to make her out to be. But I think she was neglectful. She didn't get up with them. Do I fault her for that? Yeah, hell yeah. I'm not yet convinced she took her kids out of the situation and left Meadow there. I'm not picking that vibe up. I'm not.
Now, do you believe him on that? Or is it just another one of Daniel's lies? They're not even kids. He has no right to do that. I agree. I don't think anybody should be laying their hands on a child, much less not their child. But that's just me. That's just me. He sure does aimlessly. He sure does lie. And he lies a lot. I agree, Passion Flower. I agree. Always on empty. Thank you so much, darling. Good to see you. Appreciate you very much. Feeding his horn again. Oh my God. He wants to look like he's just a superhero. Just a superhero. And listen, nobody is, perfect. I don't, that's obvious. But I also don't think he was the type that does this kind of I don't, was he the stepdad that, everyone wanted or whatever? Probably not if you're on math. Hey Ryan, good to see you. Love your work on this case.
He wasn't stepdad of the year. Justin's so polite, contrary to me. He's such a soft voice. I could learn from him, Karina. I could learn from him. If you have sole custody, you don't need to prove that you have the kids more. Okay, gotcha, Amanda. Okay, that makes sense. So maybe it wasn't a big process if he didn't contest it. Beyond bizarre, would make no sense to do that. I don't understand that either. Like, why would she leave Meadow behind? But if I go poof, that's why. Okay. No worries. Okay, let's listen in a few more minutes.
See you, Ryan. I was watching you the other day. You guys did a great job in your get together. I was watching your video. Thank you so much, my friend. Good to see you. Hope you're well, Ryan. Tell Jen hello.
Well, if I could get half his class in calm, I would be somewhere in the middle because he and I are like this. Yeah. So why leave Meadow behind? It just doesn't make sense.
Hope the family's good. We just figured out something in Mike's D Live. I was running and jumping over. What's that? Tell us. Daniel, the red Power Ranger. Yeah. Does math make you mean? Well, you can go into like a psychosis. You can think that.
Let's Google what meth does. We don't know. This is all alleged. We don't know that he was on meth. What does meth do to a person's behavior? And I'm going to screen share. Meth is a powerful and highly addictive stimulant that has a significant impact on a person's behavior. Here's how meth typically affects behavior, both in the short term and long term. Short-term behavioral effects. These can start within minutes of taking the drug. Increased energy and hyperactivity. People often appear unusually energetic or restless. Euphoria, a strong sense of pleasure or confidence. Well, he does certainly display a lot of confidence.
increased talkativeness, fast pressured speech or excessive talking, reduced appetite. People may go for long periods of time without eating, decreased needs for sleep. Users can stay awake for days. Wow, that's scary. Impulsivity and risk taking, reckless decision making or risky behaviors. Agitation and aggression, easily irritated, sometimes violent. Paranoia, distrust of others, sometimes to the point of delusion. Repetitive behaviors, compulsively cleaning or taking things apart. Well, I think we could say he did not have the compulsively cleaning bit down. Long-term behavioral effects. With prolonged use, the effects worsen and become more damaging. Psychosis, including paranoia, hallucinations, seeing, hearing things that aren't there, and delusions, believing people are out to get them, extreme mood swings, depression, anxiety, or rage. Wow. Social withdrawal. Users might isolate from family or friends, neglect of personal hygiene, often accompanied by severe physical decline, obsession or compulsion. Repeated actions are becoming fixated on ideas, aggression or violence, increasing unpredictability in behavior, cognitive decline, difficulty thinking or clearly or remembering things. Withdrawal symptoms when not using: fatigue, depression, intense drug cravings, sleep disturbances, anxiety, or irritability. Yeah. Ugh. What do you think was going on, Blaine? Still acting that way 2 weeks later, and the cops just surrounded the house for 2 weeks or better, searching the fit kids. They wouldn't OD on meth? Okay. Also, if Daniel had ADHD, math is the same compound as basically the prescription prescribed for ADHD, so it would come off more calm and concentrated. Oh, that's great information. Thank you. You think, guys? You think, ladies? I don't know. I hope not. I agree. I think they were. I think when they let them continue to play, I think that was probably a very regular pattern. I mean, I don't pick any of that up, but that doesn't mean it's not there. I didn't pick that energy up. I just didn't. Sometimes it gets so bad from lack of sleep and being up for so many days, it can cause psychosis. Interesting. Interesting. Wow, that's very interesting. Okay, y'all. I'm going to take my little crappy mooded self. I was feeling bummed. I was glad to come on so you guys would cheer me up. Yeah, I'm sorry for losing my patience, everybody. It's not cool. It's not classy. Oh, I'm sorry. But I still need to heal, apparently, from the injustice that just reeks, and my sociopathic mother. Give myself some grace. Well, you know. 5 o'clock tomorrow. All I'm doing is tarot. I won't be in the dark because the AC will have kicked in. I can put some lights on in here. So thank you, Karina, sweetie. Thank you. I know. I was tired today. Not going to lie. I was just sad about my dad. I just miss him so much. And okay. It just, the craziness on YouTube. I know. Thank you, sweetie. I know, honey, Amanda. I know. And I've go watch the Sebastian Rogers stuff I did too. It channeled him quite a bit, right? With people here in the chat, and he'd come in, and it's hard. Well, I kind of ripped the shit out of Sunny. I feel bad. I know. It just frustrates me. I know, y'all. I know everything you're telling me, but you're teaching me right now. Thank you. You're coaching me right now. Because you guys are the best. You're awesome. I just, Thank you, Julie. Thank you. Thank you. Karina, I'm sorry. Just like, frustrating. Okay, 5 o'clock tomorrow night. Bring your questions. I'm just doing tarot. I'm going to meditate. We're going to do a meditation as well for Jack and Lily. We've done prayers before on this channel. I'm going to create some more music and hopefully not get YouTube copywritten strike. But we are going to do some prayers and some tarot for Jack and Lily. And God help us. I hope that we bring them home soon. I hope that I'm wrong and they're alive and they're found and brought home soon. Thank you, everybody. Love and light. Have a good night. We'll see y'all tomorrow. I might also just do some extra readings for different cases. I know you guys were talking about Crystal Rogers, but it's already in court. Thank you, Karina, sweetie. Thank you. There are lots of videos if you want to go check them out. Yeah. And we'll see y'all tomorrow at 5. Just great point. Oh, I missed that. But we'll see everybody tomorrow. Have a good night. Say some prayers tonight. Hug your loved ones close. Don't ever take anybody for granted. Live each day with the people you love, telling them you love them. Love and light.